Alright, folks, we are back with more Shining Song Starnova. Still can't say that 6 times fast, but I'm doing it when I'm alert and away from any alcohol again, so let's see how far I make it. And yet, despite what happened the previous night. Oh, producer Todd. Oh, it's you. What do you want? What's this girl still doing here? She sure had a lot of gall to show her face again after everything that went down. You. What? It's not like I'm fired yet. Besides, you sure took off in a hurry yesterday night. We couldn't even finish talking. That's a fair point. Just what more was there to talk about? I haven't changed my mind. I'm still open to doing anything to make last night disappear from your memory. Please don't say things which can be misinterpreted so easily. What's the problem? Stuff like this is only natural for an idol management company. You know the saying, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. So, what do you say, Producer-san? Why don't you put this unruly idol in her place? Backing away from the game now. I need an adult. What the hell kind of idol Nukiji? Whatever that word is. Nukiji, I'm guessing. Nukij? Yeah. My Japanese is terrible. What kind of idol Nukiji scenario was she trying to set up here? I once again rubbed my face in exasperation. I'm not going to be one of your toys. I'm an idol producer, not some sleazy AV pimp. She seems surprised by this. You're still a man, aren't you? I'll give you the full course treatment, the whole night, all for you, and of course, totally complimentary for producer-san. Was this girl for real? Just offering herself up like that? Sasami may have had a point, and we just didn't notice it. Julie leaned in to me just close enough for her scent to melt through my senses. Of course, even I had to admit that everything physical about Julie was absolutely stunning. It must be the way Japanese blood coils around foreign DNA or something, because her face was the best of both Hollywood and Harajuku. Wait, shit, what was I thinking? What were you thinking? Aren't you a little curious to get to know your idol better, Producer-san? Julie grinned softly, her lips slightly parted. I blinked and tore my eyes away, lest they drown in the azure sea glimmering above her eyes. But my mind was already racing. It was only my third day, and one of my idols was already trying to seduce me? What the hell have I gotten myself into? I gulped and held back the various fantasies playing out in the back of my head. Well, if you insist, What?! Okay, let's just see where this goes. Well, if you insist, I guess there's no harm in accepting, but you're still wasting your time because the deal's a deal. Alright. Julie broke into a grin. Suddenly guilt bit into my chest that I had to fire her when she was so happy. Wait, why was I the one feeling guilty? It's not like I've done anything worse. Technically, you're leading her on into believing that her going on a date with you will save her job. That is kind of worse. I mean, not just wrong, worse. Clever girl, but my duty was to the company. There was no way I'd let a loose woman like her into Starnova. After all, I still had my dream, to create the greatest idol group of all time. Now, quick side note here. I understand what the game is trying to do in challenging kind of the image of idols, because clearly the main character has fully bought into the fantasy around it. Even though he's seen all of this crap behind the scenes, he's still buying into this absolute fantasy model of the Japanese idol industry, which is still a thing that I'm still shocked is. The problem is that it's kind of hard to do that with a visual novel. That may take a little bit longer explanation. Let's just see how this goes, and I'll explain in detail later. I shook my head and returned to work as Julie discreetly tapped her cell against mine. Then I'll be seeing you later, Producer-san. I shrugged, trying my best to look completely unexcited about her offer. Okay, a quick partial explanation here. One of the big problems is that there is... And I think I mentioned this in an earlier video with Neon Demon. You can't critique this stuff and show the dirt under the fingernails and try a realistic portrayal while indulging in it. Like, you can't have that kind of conflicting message. And clearly, the guy we're playing is kind of a creep. Like, he's not full-on creep, but man, I don't know that. Maybe we'll find out something later because they still haven't fully explained what happened between him and Sasami. But he's still kind of alright with all of this. Like, he's going out on a date with a cute girl who he misses a cute girl. That could lead to something a little more illicit, which he's fully aware of. And he's in the back of his mind thinking, yeah, I'm still going to have to fire her, but I'm going to get the perks while I can. That kind of thing. It makes it hard to fully connect to the message this game is trying to pull through and the themes. And maybe that's just more realistic. I don't know. It's just, I don't know how to feel about this. Night came and right on cue my cell beeped. I'm under the usual street lamp. Can't wait to get to know my new producer. Well, if she wasn't going to charge me, I guess I had nothing to lose. See, that's what I mean! I met Julie at the appointed place. Oh, this music is not helping. Oh my god. This is not helping at all. So you came after all, Producer-san. Isn't this the same? Well, it's a demo. They already warned this kind of thing might happen. Before I could react, Julie wrapped herself around my arm. Well, I'm still not going to change my mind, though. Alright. Like, this is literal blackmail material. She could just... Ignoring the moral consequences of everything you've already stepped into, dude. She can blackmail you with whatever you guys do tonight as a way of staying on the team. How has this thought not crossed his mind yet? We walked through the crowded street, Julie clinging to my arm like a love-struck schoolgirl. I'm starting to regret my decision not to drink. Hey, Producer-san, what kind of girls do you like? What? Well, you became a producer because you wanted to be surrounded by pretty girls, right? Is there a particular type you fancy? You make it sound like any horny guy can become a producer. Well, if this game is any kind of indication. Listen, pretty girls are great and all, but you're not going to get far in the business if you're just a dumb animal. I have water. It will have to do. Talents are like products. You fashion them to appeal to a certain demand, and if you've done your homework, then you end up with a hit. Otherwise, both the talent and the producer are going to be out of a job. Well, I agree completely. You're just saying that, aren't you? Oh, no, you're totally right. You see, when you're working the streets, you size up your client the instant you get the call. Nowadays, all it takes is a quick web search to figure out what a guy's into. And once it's go time, all you gotta do is play to his weaknesses. It's pretty easy money, actually, if you screen all the creepers out and stick to lonely pushovers. Has anyone told you you're a terrible person? What? You said it yourself. Being an idol's not that much different. She's right. But you're not supposed to laugh at your fans if you're an idol. I'm pretty sure they do. I'm pretty sure they do. You're really enjoying this, don't you? You really enjoy doing this, don't you? Messing with guys' heads, having them fawn over you. Well, what kind of idol doesn't want to have legions of guys drooling over her? Besides, my looks are the one thing I'm confident about. So does that mean you're not confident about other things about yourself? But I didn't bring you out here to bore you with talk about work. Come on, let's go have some fun. It didn't change a damn thing. Julie led me into a Western-style bar. Yeah, Japanese places usually only serve watered-down swill. Hope you can handle America, Producer-san. This is still Japan. Besides, men bodies can hold more alcohol. Funny, people in America say the same thing about foreign alcohol. Hey, then give me 2 shots of this. Vanguard shot, 120 proof. There's another Sunrider reference. We're starting to get into him now. Good. This little girl thinks she can handle this? Well, I wasn't about to stand down from a challenge. Oh my god, we're gonna get wasted. The bartender poured a neon red liquid into 2 shot glasses after I paid for the order. Like this. Julie held up her shot glass and intertwined her arm with mine so that she would be the one pouring the shot into my mouth, while I would be the one pouring into hers. All in one take. Cheers! Cheers. Julie sank the whole shot down my mouth. The taste of cherries matched the shot's most likely rancid flavor. After settling in my stomach, warmth remained in my throat like all strong liquor. Julie eyed me with a mischievous smirk. First time you taking a shot like this? I didn't particularly feel like answering her question. Julie sneered as if my silence was tantamount to admission. Hey, producer, have you ever had a girlfriend before? Aren't you the one in hot water here? Sorry. Well, I'm here for you. Julie leaned over and rubbed my back. Hey, I think we're gonna need 2 more of those shots. Bartender! Oh, we are gonna get so wasted. This is a bad idea. The subject of Julie's termination became an increasingly distant memory as the ethanol-infused night went on. For some reason, Julie kept bringing more drinks to the table. You are an idiot! Oh my god! Normally, I would have been dubious about her intentions, but the free drinks lifted all of the stress from my shoulders. How did you get this job? Several interestingly colored drinks vanished as my mind floated far away to a happier place. Hey, producer, are you still all there? With my words gone, a sense of clarity came over me. I understood it now. In the end, all men were lonely. We knew that our 2D waifus were fake and that we could never go out with 3D idols. But we still wanted to cling on to the belief. And if we just sprayed enough money into our hopes and dreams, maybe we could keep the illusion going for but a beat longer. Oh, that's dark. Alas, we knew it was all to be a lie. But such a beautiful lie it was indeed. A lie worth becoming broke over. A lie worth jumping into a bed of proverbial spikes over. That's the nature of this idol business, eh? All but the pursuit of an ideal which cannot exist. What are you saying? I don't get it. Reality is a bitter thing. At a satisfactory state of inebriation, I stood from my seat. Eh? Finished? Yeah. Then, quite a few Julies approached me. I vaguely felt the sensation of being led out of the bar. The fresh air outside returned a modicum of lucidity to my senses. Somehow, the chilly winter air no longer felt as sharp against my face. Anyways, what a strange turn of events. What was this S-tier girl doing, clinging to my arm like I was some kind of hotshot idol executive? Honestly, I was at a loss as to what to do. The one time I didn't need to swear, and my mind just went there. I don't know what's going on. In the end, I was just an unknown producer at an unknown talent agency. In other words, I was pretty much a nobody. I should never have gotten involved in this mess. This is exactly the sort of trouble I don't want to deal with. He's gotten pretty drunk. With just a little more, he'll have forgotten all about firing me. Alright, it's time to close the deal. Hey, producer-san, you think we should wander down the street looking like this? Eh? Isn't this some kind of compromising situation? A young idol and her producer doing something like this so late? Shit! Now that I think about it, this was a pretty bad situation. If word got out about this, I could be the one getting sacked. Well, I'm sure it's alright. If you don't make a scene or anything, I doubt anyone will even notice us. Besides, it's not like we're famous or anything. We don't even have paparazzi tailing us, trying to sneak photographs. Ah, I see. I am the world's biggest idiot. Well, Julie pulled out her cell. Memento of our night. Cheese! She nonchalantly snapped a selfie. So basically, we can do whatever we want right now because we're not in the public spotlight, right? Well, I guess that's right. If we kissed here, I wonder if anyone would even notice. I knew that was coming. Oi, what are you saying? Julie turned her grip, sinking my arm into her breast. She bit her lower lip after her boobs squeezed together. I unconsciously gulped as Julie electrocuted my loins with a wicked wink. Danger, producer-san! Dude, you deserve anything that's about to happen to you. Well, no, you don't deserve it, but... Damn it! Just kidding. She loosened her grip. Relax, producer-san. It's just a little off-the-record fun. As long as everything stays off the record, what's the problem? People do all sorts of stuff in the dark. They need a release, you know? Why drag that stuff out into the public when it can all disappear into the night? Well, but I won't cause any more trouble for Producer-san. I'll stop hanging out with other guys and devote myself to becoming a proper idol from now on. Of course, I can still make an exception for you, Producer-san. It's always a pain whenever you have to kick a talent out. Times have changed and people start asking questions. Just think of all the trouble in the mass media lately. She was right that I didn't even want to touch the issue with a 3-meter-long pole. It'd be a lot easier for both of us if last night were to just disappear. In the end, I went home having decided that if Julie deleted everything related to her nighttime activities off the net and dedicated herself to becoming an idol, I would forget about the incident. It's not like I caught her taking a walk of shame out of an apartment of some boy band lead guitarist. That actually happened to somebody, didn't it? I'm sure nobody would even know about Julie's secret history if I didn't make a big deal out of it. Probably. Anyways, I wasn't going to make a mountain out of a molehill by treating her little side job as anything bigger than it actually was. Just gonna forget about this and move on. It wasn't until a great deal of time had passed that I realized just how much Julie had played me. Yeah. And you honestly, you deserve it. You should have known that was coming the minute you thought you even had a shot to. The next day. Oh, good morning, Producer-san. Oh, good morning. It's just the usual lesson today. Julie went downstairs with a smile. Sasami poked her head out from the break room. I don't really know what happened, but it looks like things turned out alright with Julie-chan. It's still soon to tell whether things worked out or not, but we've come to a truce of some sort. She's still dangerous, though. Girls like her bring risk to an idol group. We might be an unknown right now, but once Starnova properly debuts, everyone will be expected to comply with the code of conduct. There won't be any second chances for her. Make sure she keeps her end of the bargain. Of course, Producer-san. Aki poked her face out from behind the whiteboard. Something reeks of fishiness. Oh? Nathan sniffed her armpit, wondering if Aki was talking about her. Not you. I mean them. You suppose Sasa-chan finally accepted Pikun's feelings? Huh? What are you talking about? I bet Pikun resigned his job at the Golden Goat to follow Sasa-chan here. It's a secret love between an idol and her producer. Listen here. First is Golden Calf, and second I hear the producer was actually sacked. Honestly, the whole thing's strange all over. For them to be suddenly getting along so well, when the day before yesterday Sasa-chan could hardly bear to look at him in the eye. Hey, just what is your relationship with the producer anyway? Relationship? Like have you ever... Okay, have you ever smashed for? Shut up, you bumpkin. It's obvious it's not that. You used to work with him, right? Just how did the two of you end up here when you were signed on with Golden Calf? Well, actually, I never even spoke to the producer while we were at Golden Calf. It's a big agency spread over 15 floors on a skyscraper, so even if we both worked at the same place, the chances of us actually crossing paths were small. Listen here, it's obvious that there's something going on between the two of you, and yet you expect us to believe you haven't even spoken to each other before coming here? Maybe the two of them are new types who can communicate through their minds. Okay, so they censor out new type, but they don't censor out, what was it, Surface before? It was some kind of Microsoft product. Excel, yeah. Maybe that's not copyrightable, but new type is. Everybody still knows it's new type. Whatever. New types. What are you so excited about? I'm afraid I don't pilot mechas or communicate through mind waves, unfortunately. Actually, it's more like he saved me from a bad situation. I can't really talk about it in detail, but I owe the producer a debt. After all, it's my fault he ended up like this. I can't hear you. Speak louder. I kinda get it, but I kinda don't. Atsuki? Yeah. Hey, you two. Give Sasa-chan some room. I'm sure you guys wouldn't appreciate it if someone hassled you about your life story. Oh, Maria. You're looking energetic today. And slightly non-hungover. Well, I wasn't up all night tending to middle-aged geezers with marital issues. Sasa-chan, let me give you some advice. I always hear one or two stories from men in this city. Either they're complaining they don't have a woman, or they're complaining about their woman. They say that on average, a man thinks about sex 4 times a day. And considering how well sex sells nowadays, you'd think the real numbers are more like 9 or 10 times a day. The real world's dirty. Men are horny, and women are dumb. Life ain't some shoujo manga. Damn! So take your mind off that producer and look out for yourself. Maria sure got fooled good by a guy during her girlhood, huh? Hey, don't go writing my backstory by yourself. Yeah, that's pretty much, I'm sure, what happened. Anyway, I don't think the producer's like that. I guess it just can't be helped. Girls your age look at the world with rose-tinted goggles. The goggles don't crack until you've been fooled a few times. Empty laughter echoed inside Maria's chest. Yeah, it looks like Maria's getting flashbacks. Will you just... Nathan left away before Maria could whack her on the top of the head. Safe! Well, I guess the producer's not too bad. Maria looked at Julie with shock upon learning her compatriot had flipped sides. Don't get the wrong idea. He's probably just a Class A loser who got fired from his real job and washed up here. And I bet he's a stupid virgin, too. I can totally see him curling up to an arrogant freaking Japanese. Arrogant dakimakura every night and repeating to himself that 2D is all he needs. Ha! Anyways, I thought he's a player or anything. I guess he's more like just a loser. I don't think he's got the guts to trick us, though. And it's not like I particularly like him or anything. I'm just saying. Will somebody call her out on the classic Sandera line? Yeah, thank you. Could it be that Julie Chan's taking a liking for the producer, too? There it is! Natsuki jumped up behind Julie and split her hair into twin tails. As expected, Sandera's need blonde twin tails. What a perfect specimen. Don't just toss me into a character archetype! Don't worry. We all need to choose our character types eventually anyways. Hey, you. Maria, Julie. Something happened between you and the producer last night, didn't it? Well, not really? Maria. What? Quit staring at me! Anyway, it looks like break time's over. Let's practice! Suspicious. Very suspicious. It's turning into a love nest here. I walked downstairs and entered the dance studio. Oh, it's Oni-chan. The girls gathered around me. For once I smiled and delivered good news. Looks like the date of your debut live has been decided. Debut live? You mean it's really happening? That doesn't sound like a good idea considering we're this rough, but okay. Alright. Someone pinched my face. This isn't a dream, right? Natsuki chopped Maria on the top of her head. Ow. The hell? Guess it's not a dream. You. I showed the girl the flyer for a Lighthouse near Akiba. Any song night. Local talent sing the latest anime songs March 11th. Seeing the flyer somewhat deflated the girl's energy. Any song fest? I thought you said this was supposed to be our debut live. Well, since it would be too difficult to hold our own live, the manager of the Lighthouse has agreed to let us sing our debut song at the event. Of course, we'll be singing cover of the anime songs as well. I should have known. No matter how you look at it, a real debut live's just not in the cards for no-name losers like us, eh? Well, I still think it's a good idea. Since there'll be people there for the event, it's not like we'll have to worry about singing to an empty room. Maria shuddered. Please, anything but that. Speaking from past experience, eh? The beginning chapter where we worked our asses off for our debut live, and then we finally stand on our first stage only to discover that nobody bothered to show up when the curtain rises. It's one experience I never want to experience ever again. So something like that happened in Maria's past, eh? What a tear-filled backstory, right out of an idol drama anime. Shut it. Well, all idol units must begin somewhere, no? Anyway, I guess it's not too bad for our first live. Anyway, any songs, huh? Do you have a list of songs you want us to sing? Actually, I thought you girls would have a better idea of what songs are popular right now. I can't really say I know much about anime. You lie! Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with that fandom either. Nathan knows nothing. Ask the crazy one! Well, they're all crazy. That's the crazy one with white hair. It's always the same stuff that's popular, right? How about the melancholia? Where are you from? That shows pretty much ancient history now. No, if you're talking about the pandemic sweeping across Japan right now, it's definitely love. This is actually a pretty interesting way to skip around copyright. So we're an idol group who sings the songs by fictitious, more popular idol groups. It's a cultural phenomenon, right? What's wrong with it? You have a problem? But I offered a notepad to the girls. Please write down a set list for the covers for the live. I believe 3 covers should be sufficient. Aki eagerly took the notepad. Okay, don't worry, Oni-chan. Aki-chan's got this. Other girls worked out the set list. We have approximately a month into the live. Please mind your lessons carefully in the coming weeks. Okay. End of the day arrived. I walked downstairs to the studio on a certain matter. Good work, everyone. Good work. The girls have gained a sliver of motivation thanks to the news of the live. While they still have a long way to go, it seemed like everyone was coalescing into something resembling a unit. With one exception. She clearly had something to say. As I feared, Mika was the oddball of the group. Thanks to her one-woman fantasy act, the other girls were maintaining a wide circumference around her. In a way, Chunibiu were loners. They operated on a wavelength different from the regular people. Out of all the girls, Mika was the most challenging to figure out. Underneath her fake persona, she felt like an awkward recluse. What was a girl like that doing, trying to become an idol? Mika noticed me watching her. What she said, we're just gonna go with the Japanese on that one. I was wondering, you watch the most late-night anime out of all the girls here, right? Indeed, I monitor the airways dutifully to learn of the latest happenings throughout the kingdom. Then could you help out with the live? You must already know all the latest anime songs by heart. That is... More importantly, which direction do the crows fly tonight? If eastward, it means the Holy Crusade is approaching. We must make haste to prepare our defense. Avoiding the topic, were we? This girl, she was obviously having trouble fitting in with the rest of the group. I had to do something so that they could all work together as a team. The Lord of the Night has a mission for you, lowly one! What the hell was I doing? Suddenly, I got agonizing flashbacks to my junior high school days when I got into anime for the first time. I was such a dumbass in those days, marching around school like I was the protagonist of some anime, embarrassing myself in front of all the girls. Gah, just the thought of all the humiliating things which left my mouth during those years made me cringe hard enough for my teeth to shatter. Oh! Well, I got her attention. What orders do you carry from the Lord? She was just going to play along with it? I had to push forward. This was for the sake of the unit. A battle looms on the horizon, one which could determine the fate of the realm. This one's ready to lay down her life. Then good, for I shall require your services in preparing for that bloody day. You are to prepare songs of the denizens of the late night to rally our warriors. Bring them to your fellow bards, and lead them in this endeavor. Good. Mika's ass shattered to pieces as soon as she realized what I was getting at. Unfortunately, that will prove a difficult task. While I am well versed in the songs you seek, I am afraid I lack other qualifications. You can write, can't you? In other words... Mika outstretched her arms and opened her palms as if saying, just look at me. Years of staying up all night and sleeping in all day have made me into what society would call a human failure. Damn, girl. I even know it wasn't going to be that hard on you. No employment, education, or training. I can't approach the other girls. They shine so brightly that my eyes hurt. They speak so fast that I cannot keep up. I only have life experiences with one-on-one conversations at best. Speaking to 6 other girls simultaneously is like playing on nightmare mode. It is simply not possible. The other girls shine? I hate to speak poorly of my own talents, but Mika was overestimating their power levels. For all intents and purposes, the other girls were just normies trying to become celebrities. Hardly industry icons to be dazzled blind by. But you wanted to become an idol, right? Isn't that why you're here? Inspired after watching a certain idol anime, I felt motivated to turn my life around by seeking employment in an industry which I was familiar with. But a successful re-entry Well, she kind of just said there, I think. But a successful re-entry into society proved more difficult than anticipated. In short, I'm not sure if I'm cut out for this line of work. I'm sorry. Mika bowed to me in defeat. Don't talk to me as if you're just handing in your letter of resignation. I like this one. Like, this character is the closest to what I think the game is going for. Besides, what was with this girl? She went and signed on with a talent agency because of an anime? Weirder things have happened. Did she even know what she was in for? I sighed. But I should have figured. Stories like this were rampant in the industry. I sat through quite a few interviews where some applicants would tell me they wanted to become an idol because they kept seeing how happy idols were on TV and how they got to wear pretty dresses all the time. Basically, girls sign on with the very mistaken notion of what it's actually like to be an idol. It's not easy becoming an idol. Many girls suffer and get hurt. It requires devotion and the willingness to get back up after getting pushed down. While many do not make it, I still believe it is something worthwhile. Go me, leading this girl on like this. I guess giving these pep talks was part of my duty as a producer, but I always wondered, was I doing the right thing? Maybe it'd be better if they quit now, if they had doubts. Was it alright to lead these girls on when I fully knew that what most likely awaited them was a life of suffering and failure? There's more to, well, I think that may also be a major theme here, so I'll leave it alone. Doubts crept into my mind. No, I had to stop these thoughts. I still had a dream, to become this country's greatest idol producer. Just like these girls, I had to give it my all to accomplish my dream. The road may be difficult, but we're all driven by a love of idols. This is why I can't stop either. Producer sounds more reliable than I thought. Your words have rejuvenated this one, Black Knight. The night is absolute, but we shall hold steadfast, for our Lord has no place in his ranks for weaklings. With that, Mika returned to her one-woman delusion. Somehow, though, I felt I've gotten closer to her. As if I'd gotten closer to her. Actually, do you have some free time now? What say we make a pilgrimage to the holy grounds? Our mana reserves run low. We must seek the source of the gospel to recharge. Like Knight, you speak the truth. This one has been neglecting her mana. Holy Crusaders be cursed. So that must be the cause of my recent foibles? Okay, we're going with foibles. Let's make haste and seek the one truth! I thank my ancestors that other girls had already left by now and entirely missed this scene. If a bunch of girls who wanted to become pop idols found out their producer was a Chunibyo crazed manic otaku, it would be the end of me. I'm pretty sure they already have that figured out. Don't blame me. Porn, anime, and idols were all the three pillars of Neo Akiba. Often all three at the same time. So it's part of my duty as a producer to remain in the know about what was trending. With an enormous grin, Mika marched out of the dance stage. Lead the way, Black Knight. Alright, oh my lord in heaven. Well, here are all the shoutouts that we've been missing. Okay, let's, we'll call it now. And, when we come back, we will have our adventure with Mika. Leave a like in the video if you're enjoying what you're seeing so far. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you. Today we officially hit 100 subscribers. I've had this channel around for literal years and we finally got here. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you like it, let me know. And if you have any other demos you want me to take a look at, also let me know. I'm trying to see what's good on YouTube to play. And demos are pretty good for that, just because they're limited. You don't have to do 30, 40 parts to cover it all. So we'll see. But next time, Mika. We'll see how crazy this one gets. Till next time.